On a Saturday evening we sat, at our usual table, in the usual restaurant. I was too repulsed by him to listen, but I knew what he was saying. The same dribble about his wealth, connections, and so forth. Lately, however, my old friend had ventured into cold-hearted insults. It was time for Maddock to be reprimanded. So I began to think of a plan. Thousands, beyond thousands of times, I had been insulted by Maddock. I often felt like a victim instead of his friend. He makes it a point now, in every one of our conversations, to say something in public to ridicule me, without fail.
And then I saw Joni getting on the elevator. Now, mind you, this was the first time I'd seen her in 3 years. She was fat. Huge, in fact. A lot like your mother.
I'll smile at him, and I'll continue to smile. Smile right in his face. But he doesn't realize that my smile is now of the thought of his destruction.
So we're running around. Next thing we know, we go to the hotel, the Grand Oakwood. It's over there on Roosevelt Street. My father, he knows the owner, of course. You knew that, though, obviously.
His family knows everyone. He knows everyone. But underneath the shell of arrogance and charm lays just a spoiled, rich kid, whose life is perfect. And what does he love? The one thing he prides himself in: his knowledge of
wine. I need more wine.
His love for wine. A weakness, one could say, that I'll use to my advantage. I myself, like Maddock, am a collector. I buy whenever I can, never settling for second best. In our love for wine, we are equals, and yet I'm below him in terms of respect.
A toast!
Yes, a toast, too.
A long and healthy life.
A long and healthy life. He was with 2 friends in front of Lombardo's on Bain Street when I found him. I told him I had just purchased a cask of Amontillado and wanted him to take a look. Under drunken breath, he uttered yes and agreed to go with. So off into the night we went. It was still very early when we left. He ranted and raved about some new girlfriend named Amanda. But all I could focus on was the fate of the man next to me and what it entailed. We were almost at my house when he began to cough. I suggested we turn back, but he pushed on. After all, he said, a cough won't kill me. To this, I firmly agreed. Beneath the basement, into my wine cellar, we went. I told him the cask was all the way in the back.
Where is it? I had started the 4th tier when he finally began to show his discomfort.
It wasn't the cries of a drunken man I heard, but of someone who knew the exact position he was in. His love of wine had led him to his death. And he tried a new tactic, but all I could do was sit back and watch. At his heart, Maddox was weak, and then he wore himself out once again. Nothing could break my spirit. After a long silence, one that seemed endless, I finally looked in. At first unsure what to do, instinct then took over. I echoed his screams, I aided and then surpassed them in volume. Eventually, his clamor grew still. It was finally nearing midnight, and one last brick remained.
Good one, Drake. One hell of a joke. We'll laugh about this one for months, even years. We'll laugh about this one over our wine.
The Amontillado.
Yes! The Amontillado! It's getting late. We should leave.
Yes. We should leave.
For the love of God, Drake!
Yes. For the love of God. Maddox? Maddox?